Welcome back to episode 10, milestone episode 10.
Yeah, it's been 10 episodes.
That's 10
Nice.
weeks
10.
of podcasting.
Not consistent, but 10 weeks.
I guess we can
nevertheless.
call ourselves podcasters now.
Podcasters.
Yeah.
So now, one thing before we start the podcast, if you actually search off the charts now, our podcast is at the top. Earlier, it used to be at the bottom because we had
There
just
were a
been
couple
consistent.
of channels called off the charts earlier.
Yeah, there was one channel with like 3,000 videos or something. Not a lot of subscribers. We also don't have a lot of subscribers, but I think it's just the views and maybe the consistency.
Maybe the engagement also a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a good milestone number, episode number 10. It's nice to see that we started the year off with this goal in mind to have this conversation, since we anyways are neighbors and we chat about stuff generally. And it's nice to see that a lot of you are like interested in especially the AI related topics, AI trading related topics. But yeah, it's good progress. And that being said, why don't we jump right into the markets? It's been an interesting week. Again, a market full of headline risk. But we're moving.
We are moving, and we also had a very interesting thing happen yesterday. We're going to talk about that at the end of the podcast. So it was a huge week for us and for the market as well, for that matter. So the week started, we finally got some sort of trend in the market. And yes, we had a few good days, and I just feel like and you also feel the same, I believe, because we had a conversation about that we just feel like we underperformed heavily. I think a lot of people are going to relate, like SPY and MU and Meta. Last week, we had quite a few really good setups. But because market has been shit for so long, December is always shit. January started out decent, but January mid was bad. February was bad. March, after the mid-March, it started to pick back up. And pick back up also not on the usual names. Like, I don't remember last time we saw a playbook set up on Tesla or NVIDIA.
Yeah, there was a shift in the entire sector. Like, the sectors we usually trade were not performing as well. NVIDIA, Tesla, completely dead for a long time.
SNDK was nice recently last week. Even though MU and SNDK, they both moved on the same day. And a friend of mine, he's watching this podcast, Angad, like on Instagram, he keeps messaging me and I message him as well, back and forth, just like Instagram friend, like how we met. So I also connect with him. So if you go to US, we're going to talk about that as well. Might as well meet him. But he mentioned that SNDK actually looks good. We both traded MU on that day, but SNDK was cleaner than MU.
I guess they're similar names in the sense that they're in the same sector. They move based on the same catalyst. But I feel like MU, because we trade options, it's a lot more liquid and it makes it easier for us to trade. If we were trading shares, I think SNDK has a higher ATR. It's more volatile, and I guess it was cleaner last week. I haven't seen the SNDK chart. But yeah, like you were saying earlier, beginning of the year, we saw like a lot of different sectors moving. Now those sectors are still moving. And we finally did break out of the range. We did that last week, not this week. I mean, last week, not the last week. But yeah, full of headline risk. We saw these 2 days, Wednesday and Thursday. Friday was a holiday. 2 days with huge headlines midday, and once in the pre-market, I think on Wednesday, where we were trending down in the market, and then we got that huge monster gap up. And I think the market continued that day as well. So,
yeah, and my instincts have been right. I'm just not able to execute properly. Like, I'm scalping 10-20 contracts, just unable to size up because I just have lost confidence in the market. On Friday is a perfect example. Thursday. I mentioned that in the pre-market. Thursday, Friday, the market was closed. Good Friday, happy Easter.
Happy Easter.
But on Thursday, what happened? I mentioned that in the pre-market webinar. SPY looks good for a push towards the upside. Not everyone, 80% of the traders or 70%, they were watching SPY for downside. Okay, this is going to be the sell-off day. I mentioned that based on my AI strategy as well. I mentioned that Friday, we were opening near S6 on ES with the extended hours. I'm like, SPY is going to most likely go up. My AI bot is going to try to take it towards the upside based on the statistics on what happens with SPY. It actually did. My bot was green, I was red. It worked out perfectly. And if you look at the SPY premiums, if you just hold it as per the bot strategy, he trades like my Flux agent, he trades shares. But if you trade options, it was like $2 to $8.59.
Yeah.
So 400% winner. If I remember correctly, MU was a 300% winner if you actually hold it. And Meta was another 300-400% winner for downside. So Meta was really good last week. It
really
sold
was.
off the first 2 days. Third day, insane push towards the upside. There was plenty of money to be made on Meta, and I think we both underperformed.
Yeah,
What
so
do
there
you
were
feel
these
about
nice exhaustion squeeze placed. I mean, exhaustion squeeze to the upside because we were having a lot of relative weakness on these couple of names like Meta, Microsoft, MU, probably SNDK. I haven't seen the chart again.
SNDK was consolidating, but Meta actually like sold off the first half week and then pushed up. Meta was clean this last week.
But because of that inherent lack of confidence in the market, and I guess we've been shitting on the market for a while, but I feel like last week we can shit on ourselves a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't think the market had anything to do with that. The market was fairly decent, a lot of good opportunities. And
you ended up being green, right?
over the week, yeah.
Yeah, same. Over the week, both of us Thursday, I was red, he was red on Thursday. But over the week, green. But it's all about underperforming, right?
Yeah, and that doesn't feel good. Like,
yeah, I
because
feel like shit, honestly. I feel like, man, if this was like 4 or 5 months ago, I remember before our Bali trip, we were on a high streak. If this week would have happened then, easily like 100K week, 50K week, something like
for
that.
sure. I mean, even when you see the meta trade that I think we both took, and a lot of people in the Discord as well took that same meta trade.
Yeah.
I took maybe like a very small position, 20 contracts maybe, if I remember correctly. Whereas if the confidence was there and like the momentum was there, I think that was easily like maybe a 50 or 100 contract trade.
Yeah.
And one to hold. And I think another reason we're not able to hold is because if you enter a smaller position, you're just like, oh, what is 2-3 contracts going to give me? And then you just exit. But those 2-3 contracts is still percentage-wise the same percentage of the larger position that you would have taken.
And I also feel like the trends are not really clean. We are seeing harsh pullbacks. Same thing happened with MU, same thing happened with Meta. We had a crazy push towards the upside, pulled all the way back, like gave up like 50-60% of the move. Later in the day, around 11 a.m., 12 p.m., high of the day, consolidation, and then...
And you got re-entries and you could have taken it again.
And honestly, this morning, that's what I was doing, apart from other stuff as well. I was going through my Notion playbook and I asked my Flux agent. So this is actually important for you guys as well. If you're watching it, you guys can do it as well. You can ask your Claude terminal, Claude code. Just give it access to your Notion playbook if you have a Notion playbook. So it's actually a good use because I have the database of the stocks I trade frequently of the past 5 years, MU, Tesla, NVIDIA. So I told my Flux, Claude, whatever you can use your AI agent, I told it that he has access to my Notion. So I have day range and ATR, right? So I told him using the database, can you fill the day range and the ATR fields for me? Mm-hmm. And then calculate how much percentage of that it moved, like similar to that indicator.
Yeah.
So for example, if a stock ATR is like $10 and on that day it moves like $12, so the percentage is going to be 120%. Yeah, 1.2, 120%, whatever. It did fill that automatically, and this was on my walk with Mila. So I was on my walk with Mila, my dog. I was like, okay, I was doing it manually. I was like, okay, I sent Flux an audio message. I sent Flux an audio message, came back home, all the fields were filled. And I saw most of the playbook setups, they moved 100% plus ATR. Most of them, or every single one of them was 80% ATR, 80% plus ATR. That means it actually moved 8.8 times the ATR minimum, bare minimum. Yeah. Most of the trades, I would say 80 or 90% of the playbook trades, they actually moved 1.2, 1.4, 2 times the ATR, 2.1 times the ATR. But if you look at the intraday price action, even with the best state of mind, you need to hold on to your winner, But if I look at the chart of Meta and MU, there's no way I'm holding on to that.
Yeah.
It pulled back harsh.
I think when we're having trending days, and it's been a bit weird because specifically on Wednesday and Thursday, we had big pre-market gap ups and gap downs. So Wednesday was a big gap up and Thursday was a big gap down. And typically when you have those big gap ups or big gap downs, you don't get trending days following that. Wednesday was a bigger anomaly because we had a big gap up and then we had the trend up after the market opened, which is even more rare. So I guess on that day, it's sort of, I'll cut myself just like 20% slack on maybe not having as much conviction because it's very rare that you see the market gap up so much and then continue to the upside. So it's a rare phenomenon. But on Thursday, we gapped down and we had the gap fill play. And a majority of that gap fill play was because of the midday headline.
Yeah.
Still a bit tricky, but
did you see the chart? It was S6 to R3 to the penny.
To the freaking penny.
Now,
if you had an AI algo bot that was basically entering at S6 and basically exiting at R3.
So my bot actually SPY crossed R3, SPY or QQQ. SPY actually touched R3 like it was almost to the penny without the extended hour. SPY was almost to the penny, did not execute because it was waiting for R3 from S6 to R3. QQQ touched R3, blew past R3. made like $600-700 on QQQ. SPY, it just held until the end of the day. It consolidated the whole day and exited.
Yeah.
So that's the logic in the bot. And that is what I was doing in the morning. I'm like, just trade like bot. It's not like I'm creating a bot, but it's mainly like, if you are in front of your setup and you are seeing that harsh pullback and the premiums dropping 40 or 50%, or your unrealized gain going to zero, are you going to hold through that?
Probably not.
But if I look at the statistics, if I want to make like 200-300% winner, I just have to minimize the platform, stop looking at the premiums.
Yeah.
Just trade the freaking chart. If it moves the ATR, then look for exits near the ATR. If the ATR is say $10, look for exits near $9 or $11. And that's what I have been reevaluating a lot, because the clean uptrend days with small pullbacks, uptrend, those we haven't seen those days. Even though the market is moving very differently. So I think we need to adapt in this case. And that's why I was journaling a lot, because I underperformed last week. I'm like, the trends are just not clean. On the daily chart, the stock is moving the ATR. You see the momentum, the plays are there, but just not able to capitalize. So something needs to change. And for me, it might actually be just sizing down. I have sized down already, but sizing even more down. Or maybe if I'm taking, just hold 50% to try something new.
Yeah, I think more than sizing down, because we're already pretty sized down. And I feel like the market is starting to move again, just not in the same way. I think the bigger change would be to focus on the percentage that you're holding rather than focus on the value of the contract or whatever, or like the number of contracts, so to speak. Because percentage wise, you're still holding, let's say 20% of your original position for the larger move. And from a perspective of like risk management and stuff, you're still very valid in holding through some pullbacks. And it makes sense on the chart as well. So I don't think that it's for, at least for us speaking right now, I don't think it's more about sizing up and sizing down further than what we are currently. It's just about changing the mindset a little bit to focus on the percentage that you're holding and to just trust the chart a little bit more.
Trust the chart, and even trust the chart in the sense, trust the higher time frame.
Yeah.
Just like 5 minutes, even 1 minute chart pullback. Like if 5 minutes is harsh, 1 minute is going to be harsh as well. It's going to be harsher on you. So definitely don't focus on the 1 minute chart. And 5 minutes, I remember that meta trade, because I was looking at that trade this morning, MU trade, push up, harsh pullback, and then continued the rally for the whole day. After 11 a.m., 12 p.m., just continued the rally.
Even MU, like I think it went to R6 to the penny.
So on MU, I think I made like $2,000 or $1,200. But again, talking about that percentage, like you mentioned, even if you hold two contracts. Or 5 contracts or 3 contracts, those 3 contracts is $3K more on top of what I made on 30 contracts. So yeah, a few things need to change. A lot of good learnings from last week, and I hope the market continues like that, because it's all about learning. And by the time I feel like you're just trying to play catch up with the market changes. By the time you are like, okay, this thing is happening, the market changes again. And you are like, okay, I need to now maybe scalp. Because the last January, February, scalpers survived the market because there were no trends. And now at the moment, the trends are there, but it's not trends per se, but it's just harsh pullbacks and then push back towards the upside. So that's what I was thinking about. That January, February survived kind of because of scalping, but at the moment market is moving. So you need to hold on to your trades. And by the time you fix that thing that you are holding on to your trades, the market is going to change for scalping mindset. So it's like, that's why as a trader, you need to be on your game. Like I did my weekly review and I'm like, why not do it daily? We have a lot more things on our plate as well at the moment. I feel like we are diverted a bit at the 6 months ago or 7 months ago or 8 months ago, you wake up in the morning, you do your journal every day, you review every single day. And that's what I want to do. Maybe because what we are doing is also very, very freaking important. So just wake up early, maybe just dedicate 1 hour of non-distracted attention to on like trading. And then we can start focusing on the other things.
That's very fair. And that's something I think I need to implement a lot more, because I know for a fact, like my trading has taken a bit of a backseat and I need to sort of revamp that. But one thing before we divert from trading, I think based on my review also, I noticed that even if you do hold a bit of a position through the pullback, I feel like because the market is now broken out and we are seeing a bit of sort of trending days, even if it's not as clean on individual stocks, I think at least I've been facing this. Maybe you've also been facing this and you can relate, but there's been a bit of a fear to re-enter a position after maybe, or like a different strike price. Let's say you're in an initial strike price and you can re-enter a different strike price for the continuation move up. Those continuation plays are kind of working. At least they were working last week. And I was playing on the defensive where I didn't want to re-enter the position after I got the initial move up. But those secondary entries were also working and sometimes even better than the initial entries. So maybe if the market conditions continue like they did last week into next week, something I'm going to try to implement a bit more of is not being afraid to re-enter. And if the risk permits it, let's say the P&L permits it for the day, can you maybe even size up or keep the sizing consistent instead of maybe taking a smaller re-entry?
Yeah. That can be one part. And the second part is also, I feel like once you take a position, then you take the other position. But the second position, I think, should come a bit later in the day.
Mm-hmm.
That's what happened with Meta.
Which it
That's what
usually
happened
does,
with MU. Because after that, because earlier, so this is a stark contrast to what used to happen 6 months ago.
Yeah.
You see a push up on the small consolidation, 10, 15 minutes, you add to your position, you take a new position, you catch the next push towards the upside.
Now it takes like an hour for the
But
next
this
push
time,
up.
if you add on the small pullback, you're going to lose because the pullbacks keep on
You wait for the
back.
big pullback, then it reclaims the level and then you enter.
The dip here keeps on dipping. So it's just like small dip. It's not like might as well cover your whole position, but don't try to enter on that small pullback. Or maybe don't try to, if you want to just decide, are you willing to hold through that harsh pullback? If the answer is yes, you have to hold through it. If the answer is no, just cover the whole position and then look for that harsh pullback and take the next position.
Yeah.
That's what I feel like we need to implement recently in this market because, and talking about my bot, my Flux agent, he's very popular online now. And a lot of people also I feel like the market was kind of shit. And that's why I actually wanted to get into this algo and bot trading and whatever has happening with AI and the Claude shit that Anthropic pulled off this morning. I woke up at 8 a.m. to a very bad news. We can talk about that. But I feel like a few comments, I would say 90% of the comments are positive. AI was going to change the trading or whatever. A few comments are like, we want to see your raw trading, which I understand. And I feel like, is AI another kind of distraction for me rather than focusing on the actual trading process? Because I am focusing on the actual trading process. I can see that AI backtesting is making me better. I have actually made money on SPY, which I have never done in my trading career. I'm able to do that because of my backtesting of AI and what my Flux is doing with SPY and QQQ backtesting. And basically, the strategy, what Flux is doing, I'm doing it in real time.
Yeah.
So I can see it making me a better trader, but I feel like, am I losing my roots here of being a scalper and momentum trader? But then when I look at the dead chart of MU and Meta, there was no momentum. Momentum was there 10, 15 minutes. Yes, you could have made like 30, 40%, but the potential was 300%. So I think the momentum scalping trader is underperforming in this market like we are. And sometimes it's just about flipping that switch that, okay, this can be a good play. You just have to trust the higher time frame and minimize the platform. That's what I was thinking. Not even minimize. Start like Netflix maybe. If you're in 10 contracts, 15 contracts, if you're holding those 5 contracts, just set a break-even stop loss on your platform and start doing something else. Because that's how I have been trading futures as well. So when I take an entry on futures, I'm not looking at my phone all the time. I'm just okay, set the stop loss and forget about it.
And just move on. Yeah.
And if you do that with options, you can make 200-300%.
Yeah. And with regards to the last point you were making is whether do you think you're distracting yourself when it comes to dealing with your AI trading agents and stuff? I think my way of life motto goes perfectly with this. And it is, if you never try, you'll never know. If you think about the worst case scenario, if it is a distraction and it ends up being a whole lot of nothing, what's the worst case scenario? You just go back, find your roots, and you continue from where you were. But if it does end up working out, then you have maybe 2 avenues of success or 2 avenues that you can explore to actually growing your income and becoming a better trader. And that's the upside. So if you never try, you'll never know.
And it's not even about the AI thing. It's all about what it has taught me about AI, how to develop systems like the Python scripts, the markdown files, whatever, so many things I know about AI, how it works, how OpenClaw works, the soul file, the agents file, whatever, he knows about me, what I know about the agents, the workspaces, everything needs to be organized, the database. Earlier, the 5 years of data I told you, I had CSV files and I was not able to open the CSV files because I think the row limit is 1 million or 10 million something. Then I moved to database. So I have a database now.
Yeah.
So it's all about improving and learning as you go because that's the new age. At the moment, you don't know about databases. And if you don't know about that, the kids who are 10, 12 years old, they're going to grow up with that.
Yeah. Yeah.
They are growing up with what we have at the moment.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be insane. You're gonna be stuck behind. So even more than that, yes, I wanna improve my own trading. First of all, that's what I was focusing on this morning. In addition to that, we have a lot more on our plate at the moment. But we both love trading.
Yeah, and we both love trading, and I think we also are techies at heart. So the entire AI space is just very interesting. So it doesn't feel like it's a chore. And I guess not everyone can say that. So with AI especially, like it doesn't feel like you're doing something robotic, or it doesn't feel like you're doing something boring. It's always exciting when you're sort of learning about something that you're interested in.
I've seen so many reels online. People are like, red eyes, dark eyes. Is AI making you feel like that? When you go to sleep, you are like, what are you going to do in the morning? And that like is similar to Call of Duty. You go to school, you come back and you play Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Before going to work, before going to school, you're playing Call of Duty.
And it was the same feeling when we started trading, where
Yeah.
it's like you'd go to bed thinking, oh, I want this stock to do this XYZ, whatever
Yeah.
nonsense. And you'd picture the charts in your dreams and stuff like that. So it's a very similar concept, especially with AI, and especially if you're a techie.
Yeah, I think the market is also changing a lot. That is mainly because of AI as well. So it's holding level to levels. It's just the momentum. As I mentioned in the last podcast as well, the sentiment is kind of lacking. And that's what we saw this last week as well. The trends were nice. There was, if you just hold from low of the day to high of the day, again, difficult move to catch, but that's why I mentioned ATR. Just focus on ATR. And I'm trying to simplify it a lot, my exit criteria. And if I'm able to even hold one trade for like ATR move this coming week, I'm going to be a happy person, man. I'm going to mention that in the podcast, even like one contract. I just want to break that barrier. And I told you that as well on Thursday, I mentioned it to you on the Discord group that I just want to hold one trade from S6 to R6.
So we'll see you next week when we have episode number 11. And we'll see if I'm also going to try the same thing. I'll join you on this journey where we will try to hold just one contract for a full ATR move.
Let's not say one contract is
at
not,
least some position.
I know both of us. If we have one contract, we are like just fucking exit and enjoy your life.
It doesn't matter. Like screw it, whatever.
5 contracts.
Yeah. Okay, 5 contracts. Fine.
Let's say 5 contracts.
5 contracts.
One, we just have to catch ATR move.
Provided we have an ATR move in the week.
And if you especially have a good entry, which we both sometimes enter off the open, and that is practically the low of the day or high of the day. So we just need to grow the freaking balls to hold on to that.
Yeah.
Trade. Through pullbacks as well, just freaking ATR move. It can pull back $10, $8, whatever. Doesn't matter. If it's above your break-even point, just hold on to your trade until it moves the ATR. Let's try doing that.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be a good test for the viewers as well. Yeah. If you guys do it, let us know in the comment section.
Let us know if you catch us next week.
Yeah, because most of my playbook setups, they move the ATR. And every single time, a lot of my playbook setups, like last week, I mentioned that like you can risk $1,000 to make $8,000. There was a 17-hour trade. You risk $1,000 to make $17,000. And what am I making? What are you making on $1,000? Like $2,000, $2,500. Like
if that, bro.
Yeah. So that's why I think it's the new market. We need to adjust with it. And this kind of thing is also coming from AI. Like the backtesting, AI is doing better than me. I'm like, I fucking created that guy.
And basically you.
That Flux actually made like $1,500. He's just trading because he's not trading his PNL. If I ask him, why did not you exit? I'm like, I should not exit. Why do you want me to exit?
Why should I have exited?
And if he asks me, why did you exit, my boss? And I'm going to be like, I want to lock in my PNL. I want to lock in my profits. Imagine this conversation between AI
and human.
Yeah.
Where the AI
Human
is
will be like, I'm just
questioning.
freaking emotional. AI is like, fuck you, humans. We are not emotional. We just follow the process and it pays.
Well, that's not what Anthropic says. Anthropic's trained to have a soul, so to speak.
Yeah.
Getting into Anthropic.
Let's talk a bit about AI, because I feel like this podcast is more about raw trading and how AI is affecting my raw trading. And I want to find my roots along with incorporating AI, because I feel like I was too much into AI for the past 3 weeks. Now, this week, my goal will be to focus on my raw trading along with the learnings that I learned in the past few weeks from AI. And for example, this morning, AI actually helped me fill my full Notion template.
Yeah.
2025 was like 100 plus entries. Imagine me doing it manually. It's so freaking stupid, right? AI just was able to do it. I was on my dog walk. Literally, I audio messaged on Discord that agent Flux, he sorted it out. I am back home. The formula was kind of incorrect, so I sent him a screenshot. That is another beauty of AI. So the formula, we have the DTR versus ATR indicator that we have on TradingView. So if you guys watch my live trading videos on my unscripted channel, on the game plan section of the video, you guys can see the DTR versus ATR. So the ATR that he calculated Flux was a bit different. So I sent him for all the 100 plus entries. Why the ATR is kind of different. 25th of March of Tesla was one example. I told him this is the example and these are the settings on the ATR. And he was like, okay, this indicator actually uses RMA, something like that, smooth moving average or something like that. I can fix it for you. And he was like, okay, 25th March, do you want me to fix all the entries? I'm like, yes, fixed all the entries. Yeah. So now it's 1-to-1 match.
And these are the things you can do on a walk with your dog.
Yeah, so that's the beauty of what is happening in the world at the moment. And talking about world, we briefly touched on this topic. So it's all out in the air at the moment. We are planning to maybe visit or stay in US for a few months.
Potentially. It depends on the situation in the Middle East. I personally don't foresee it getting too much worse.
Yeah,
But
for me,
again,
it's more
I have
about
no
just change
idea.
of scenery, to be honest.
Yeah, but then again, there's a lot of if you just even temporarily relocate to a different country. I mean, we have big setups. At least I do. You have a Mac studio. I have a PC.
I won't take my Mac Studio. I'm going to use I might as well take my Mac Studio.
It's not that big. You can
Yeah.
take it if you wanted to.
Yeah, because I have MacBook, I can use it, but I might as well. But then the monitors, I'm going to use a portable monitor. It's going to be like a vacation. It's not like relocation.
Yeah.
It's a vacation for
Yeah.
for 2-3 months.
But it's a purpose-based relocation. Like if the situation requires it, so to speak.
So this came into effect because we were thinking about we had this thought because we both have dogs now. So going to US is the most easy with dogs. We
Yeah.
all have US visas. I don't need a visa, but I still need 72 hours of notice or whatever, something like that. And it's easy with dogs. You can have dogs in the cabin as well, and they are very friendly with dogs. Even in the cabin, you just need a mental health certificate, something like that, like a service dog. You can have the dogs in cabin with you, which is amazing. And with the dogs we have, they are very emotional. And yeah, so we were thinking about UK, we were thinking about Australia. Australia is very difficult. I would love to go back to Australia, but it's a 6 months process for my dog especially. And then we were like, why not go to US? And one thing that excited me was like, I am a morning person. If you guys don't know me, watch my trading journey video. If people who know me, they know I'm a morning person, and the trading time is going to be 8:30 or 9:30 a.m. We had a few cities in mind. We don't want, like, if you guys are watching this from US, recommend a few cities that we could actually stay in for like maybe 2 months or 3 months. And it's going to be more about just like family environment more than like the clubbing environment. Just like, I would say, not very expensive. In the sense expensive, I mean not like New York or Boston.
Yeah.
So let us know
it
if you
might be a longer term stay. So
yeah,
like
like if
maybe a
you're
month
going
or
for
so.
like 1 or 2 weeks, then obviously go and stay in like New
Everywhere,
York or
very
Boston
available.
or Vegas. Go for Vegas like 2 nights or whatever. But if you are staying there for 2-3 months, like, I haven't been to US ever. You have been to US? Which cities you have been to?
Been to Seattle, LA, New York.
When was this? I actually was not aware of it, but I recently got to know about it that you have visited US like 5-6 times.
Yeah, I mean, I went to Seattle. I was studying in Canada for a year and a half, so I visited Seattle 2-3 times. LA was a while ago, 2008. New York, I think 2014. So nothing
Okay.
like
It's
too
been a
recent.
while.
It's been a
Okay.
while. It's not
Not
like
as an adult then.
No, not as an adult, and not on my own terms.
Your own money.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically
so
your own money.
It's been a while, and it would definitely be refreshing. I also have family in LA, so I would love to visit them and hang with them. But yeah, I think something in not the West Coast, because I think 6:30 a.m. market open would mean waking up at like 4:30 probably.
Yeah.
And as much as I'd love to be that type of morning person, I don't think I could do it.
Yeah, PST I also can't do. Like if it's 6:30 a.m., I can't do it.
It's way
Canada
too early.
is also PST, right? Basically,
is, yeah.
6:30. It's too early.
It's
It's too
crazy.
early. I
So-
think like CST, Central Time, like Houston area,
I
Texas
think there's
area.
like 5 different time zones. in the
Texas
US.
area is also decent, 8:30 a.m. And apart from that, EST, obviously like Boston and
Miami.
Miami, yeah,
Miami's
it's
a potential.
9:30. But it's, yeah, I mean, not in Miami downtown per se. But
Yeah, like I mean, Miami's pretty big, so
yeah.
I mean, there's more calmer areas of Miami as
Yeah.
well. So that's a decent option I was thinking of.
Miami is going to be like, people actually call it the Dubai of US, or people call Dubai the Miami of UAE.
Really?
Yeah, that's what they call. Like, it's same thing. Money, cars,
Oh,
flashy
okay.
influencers, same thing.
Fair. So won't be much of a change.
Yeah, so that's why we need a change. But Miami is like, I think it's going to be nice. I haven't
Yeah.
been to US ever. So for me, it's like 2-3 months or even 2-3 weeks. It's going to be a good change for me. I haven't been to US ever. And my career is based in US.
The US, yeah.
Thanks to US, because of trading and everything, I was able to move to Dubai. And just like, I feel like I haven't visited US. It just feels like I'm cheating a country.
Yeah. It's almost like you don't have a Tesla, but
Yeah.
you've made the most money on Tesla.
Yeah.
Okay, so all that being said, we did something interesting this week. We've been talking about it for a while, but we officially launched our beta. Am I allowed to disclose the name?
Yeah, for sure.
So we launched VEXA, which is our baby. We've been working on it for about like close to 8 months now, and a lot of hard work went into this launch. The beta users are onboarding at the moment and flushing out the bugs, and it's a lot
of
work.
comments. We are always on the phone, and that's what I was looking at. Like as soon as I open my phones, they are like bug reports and everything, messages. So and me are like, we have to fix it. We have to fix it. We have to fix it.
Yeah, but yeah, we officially launched after 8 months of hard work, and I think initial beta users response, please correct me if I'm wrong if you guys are watching, it's pretty positive. Of course, there are the few kinks here and there which we are actively working on fixing constantly.
Actively is like 3 updates a day or 2 updates a day. It's like constant.
That's
updates.
On the lower side. I think I'm constantly making updates.
Yeah,
I've been on my desk since morning, just like speaking to the users and fixing things, adding features constantly, and it's hectic. And I think I'm not one to sort of I'm not one to shy away from admitting that something is getting hard. And I know we've been talking about this for a while, that AI has come such a long way that you don't need employees. It can be run like just 2 people, at least right now. But it's pretty hard. It's not that I can't do it with AI, but there's so many things going on at the same time that my brain can't take it. Like there's like 10 different avenues of 10 different things to do. And you can have 10 different CLI terminals open with like Claude code and like all your AI agents running, but you still need to keep track of what they're all doing. So it gets pretty hard.
Yeah, I think it's going to get better. That's the best part, is that at this moment, AI is the worst it's ever going to be.
And we say that every single time.
And so once we have the workflow set up, it's going to get easy. It's going to be the automated workflow. The new models are going to come in. If we have a bug, as you mentioned, if the AI actually thinks that there's a 90% chance they can fix the bug. So it's just going to do and go.
So it's pretty cool. I mean, we can talk about this as well. So Jez had the OpenClaw for a while. And this week, I've also set up my own sort of version of OpenClaw. It's not OpenClaw directly, but there's a GitHub repo called Hermes Agent, and it's ever learning. So it learns from its mistakes constantly. You don't have to keep like guiding it and updating its instructions and its soul and all that. So it's pretty useful. I have a couple bots on the back end. Some useful bots that I've set up for VEXA is I have a bug report bot sort of agent that basically analyzes the bug reports that the user uploads.
I have seen the pictures of the agents as well. You have given him nice, like kind of cartoonish.
And that's what I do in my free time.
AI characters.
But yeah, the agents are monitoring the back end of VEXA constantly, and then like it's all linked up to my phone, so I can sort of ask them and guide them on what to do with certain bug reports, or if like certain back end functions are not working. It's all been linked up, and that sort of makes my life a little bit easier, but it's still a lot of work for a single person, at least on the back end, to manage. So maybe we need to hire someone.
Yeah, we can hire someone. But yeah, that's what I feel like. Hiring is going to be so tricky at the moment.
Yeah.
Because as I mentioned in the last podcast as well, these are again my raw thoughts. We just discuss the bullet points we're going to talk about in this podcast. And that's what I was looking at, the bullet points we need to talk about on this podcast. But it's mainly like, I feel like, yes, you can hire someone, but people who are really good with AI, they won't be available to be hired.
Because they're probably doing their own thing.
Yeah, that's what I feel like. If you hire someone to teach AI, it's very difficult it's like you need to have that internal kind of thing that you need to learn, because yes, you can teach that employee, do this. Tomorrow the workflow is going to change.
Yeah.
And that's why a lot of like Meta fired a lot of people, a lot of Slack, and I think a lot of companies are hiring people because AI can do a better job than humans now. And that's what I feel like. Even if you hire someone, it's a long process. Like I imagine, like OpenClaw, it took me like 2 weeks to freaking teach that.
More than 2 weeks, I think. It's been like 6 weeks almost now.
Yeah, that's what I feel like. It's better, for example, you're going to spend 4 or 5 weeks with an employee to teach them. They know the workflow. And now if they are not motivated enough to keep updating their workflow with all the new AI features, every time there's a new AI feature, you teach yourself first and then you teach them.
Yeah.
So how is it going to work? And I feel like in the next few weeks, because the next model is going to be coming out soon, probably I think, with whatever is happening with Anthropic and shit. They keep making the models dumber. They have reduced the token usage. So
we can dive into that a little bit as well. It's definitely related to the AI world.
Yeah. So I feel like it's better. I think instead of employees, we will have better workflow so that we can automate things instead of for example, I remember when I got OpenClaw for the first 2-3 weeks, I was like, okay, I need to do this. I still have it, but at a much lower scale. So it just keeps on getting better. It's going to keep on getting better. And I feel like everyone who is into AI, a lot of people have like one-man army or 2 men army or
Yeah.
3 max men army, because you need to find people who are as enthusiastic about AI, as enthusiastic about what is happening, their reels and explore page. And if you want to know if the other person is into AI, that's going to be my thing. If say
Pull up your Instagram and show me your explore page.
if I'm trying to hire you, I'm gonna show me your Instagram. I wanna see your Reels explore page.
Well,
if
if
it
you
has
look
AI, okay, you are hired. If it's not AI, fuck off.
If you look at my Instagram reels, you probably just find multiples.
Yeah, for my AI, it's like for your, it's like docs and AI. You send me a lot of AI. So I never used to get these AI reels. He used to send me. So I started watching, and then when I got into OpenClaw, so now if you open my Instagram, it's all AI and basically dogs.
But
and
actually,
AI.
it's so helpful because like you learn so many things. It's finally feeling like Instagram is not brain rot, because when you're scrolling, you're learning things as well.
Yeah,
and
I'm
I love that
saving
part.
so much content, and also like I actually have a workflow. So if I find a good reel on my Instagram, I share that reel with my things to do. My OpenClaw has access to things to do.
Lovely.
So he looks at that video, and my Jarvis, he looks at that video.
I'm going
it's
to
like,
steal that workflow. That's a brilliant idea.
can we implement that?
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, so instead of, because you just watch the reel, you forget about it. Right?
That, exactly. Like that's a great workflow. And instead of like saving it in your Instagram folder, which just sits there and does nothing,
Yeah.
send it to your bot. It sort of organizes it.
Yeah, so send it to your bot's email if you want. I have a things to do app, and that CLI, Things also has a CLI, command line interface. You know that for the viewers. So Things has a CLI, and Jarvis has access to that CLI. So it can look at the to do, so it can look at that video and then provide me, okay, can we implement that or we can't? Like it's useful for you or not. So
Yeah. No, that's brilliant.
every single morning he goes through that list and gives me a feedback. So
It's like, is there anything I need to learn today?
a good
Any
workflow.
GitHub repo that
There's
looks
something
good?
I taught you about AI.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. I'm gonna steal that workflow for sure.
Yeah, it's actually really good. You can teach your Hermes agent
Yeah.
about that. Yeah, so that's going to be good. And talking about VEXA, as you mentioned, so VEXA is something. What did you talk about VEXA up until now? I'm going to let you take over a bit, and then I'm going to talk about the future of VEXA.
Well, I didn't really know how much information to give. I just said that we've done our beta launch, and the initial user response is very positive.
And UI is amazing. People are so excited about the UI. It's going to be the first thing that, like, we use it nonstop. It's just going to make your life so much easier as a trader. That's what I believe in. I believe in the product, and the idea was amazing. The execution is amazing. And once you actually use it, it just feels like it's so refined. Yes, the bugs are there. The bugs at
Of
the
course
moment
they are,
we are
yeah.
figuring out. So that's what the beta testing phase is. But as soon as you open the UI, the excitement, people actually like open the UI and they were like, okay, what the freaking shit is this?
Yeah.
They send screenshots, right?
Yeah.
So even the scores were like, I can't talk about the scores in detail, but the scores were like 50%. That is the by default score. And they send screenshots. This freaking looks amazing. This freaking looks amazing. The whole UI is so nice. And it took us a good while. The first few weeks was all about the UI.
Yeah. At some point, I want to like make a post, maybe on the official VEXA page, of the first build versus the current build.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember the first build I showed you when I was building on Windows.
Yeah.
And it was like this Python script buggy nonsense.
Yeah, I remember that took you like 2 days.
Yeah.
But even like figuring out all the color schemes, we did a lot. Like
Yeah.
the how everything looks, the main homepage. It was like I'm very attention to detail. For me, everything needs to be like this. If there's like even 1 pixel, I mentioned that in the last podcast as well, I want to fix it. And he is like also, and I told him that, do you want me to be that picky? And he was like, okay, we need to make it really good. So if you find anything, just put it, we have a workflow, I put it in a list and then he works on it. And the testing, and I can't talk about much.
Yeah, it's hard. It's tricky to like
it's tricky.
word it correctly.
Even a guy like he has been helping us a lot. He mentioned that when
Give
you
shout out to Mike A.
Mike Abud, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to you if you're watching this video. So he was traveling in a flight and he has like Android, iOS, MacBook, everything. So he has like the best beta tester you could ever imagine, right? He has everything, all the devices. So he's testing out on like Fold as well, Fold 7. And I am not sure that the VEXA UI is optimized for Fold.
No idea. We haven't tested it. So
We haven't tested it. So we don't have all the devices. That's why during the beta testing, we had a form that people could actually fill in the Discord community. So I have tested it with like Whoop and Apple Watch. Usually I wear Apple Watch. And Garmin. So a guy had an issue with Garmin. Did you see that message?
I saw the post, but I'll have to look into that as well.
Yeah, so a lot of things, and that's why the beta testers are helping us a lot. They are doing a really good job. And if you guys want to stay up to date with what is happening with VEXA, because we are going to be launching in the next, what do you think, 4 weeks, 6 weeks?
4 to 6 weeks.
It's April, right? So May, mid. I want to launch it before the start of June.
I would say end April to mid May.
And April to mid-May. So that's like 4 to 6 weeks.
Yeah.
That's what I said. It's April already. It's April 4th.
Yeah.
So we need to get to work. Let's go.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is something. And also I think it's important for you as well, because I know how much time he is spending on this project and he has spent on this project. And I would recommend you as well. I haven't told you this, but from tomorrow is a Sunday, right? It's Saturday around 4 p.m. When you wake up in the morning, first 1 hour, don't open anything. Don't open anything. No Discord, nothing. Don't open anything. Just focus on trading.
I need to do that for sure. And that needs to be my sort of flow every single day. Now.
I also have this thing, because as soon as I woke up, I saw that Discord message from AI Anthropic. We can talk about that now. Yeah. And I sent it to you. And then I was like, how can I migrate my stuff so that if something goes bad, how can I do that? How can I do this? I started thinking about that. So I also need something that I don't use my phone in the morning. And that's what I'm going to start doing from tomorrow. This is something that I thought about this morning, because as soon as you woke up, I have so many cron jobs on my OpenClaw that run overnight. As soon as I open my phone in the morning, it's like this succeeded, that failed. If I see a fail message, I'm working on it.
Yeah.
So again, I'm working on this OpenClaw and AI agent stuff and VEXA stuff. We are working on this. We are not working on trading. So you get diverted once, and then just like you lose that first 1 or 2 hours of the day.
Yeah.
And
once you get into this workflow, it's hard to go back and like make time for trading, which is not how it should be. So I think having, like you said, the first hour, once you get up, make your coffee, sit at your desk, it should be focused on like trading. And that 1 hour is plenty for you to like realign with what you need to work on.
Yeah, that's what I'm planning, because what I'm gonna do, because my main thing is on the Discord group, not the Discord job trade server, but I have a JS Command Center server, which is for all the agents, JS Command Center. So what I was planning is that I'm gonna not touch my phone in the morning. I'm gonna wake up, not even touch my phone. I wake up automatically without alarms, but I need my phone next to me. Something goes, but I won't keep my phone outside. That is like too much for me. I just sleep. And when I wake up, usually I check my phone because I'm excited to see what happened overnight.
Yeah.
I need to get rid of that excitement. I'm going to disable all my Discord notifications on my iPad.
Okay.
On my iPad, because that's the first thing I use in the morning. After my phone.
Yeah.
So I journal on my iPad. Journal is like personal journal. Then I'm going to go in front of I'm going to like get a coffee, sit in the balcony, just like a slow start to the day. That's what I'm going to do starting tomorrow. Tomorrow is a Sunday, a good day to start. Then I'm going to go in front of my setup, Mac Studio. First 1 hour, I won't open Discord. That's the thing. I can't open Discord. I can't open WhatsApp. I can't open anything.
Yeah.
Everything can wait. Everything can wait, because trading needs to be at the top. Yes, VEXA is at the top, but it's at the top for the whole day then.
Yeah.
Just the
it
1 hour.
It doesn't get downgraded. It just stays up there.
Yeah, because VEXA consumes like 7 to 8 hours every day, right?
Yeah.
Easily. For you, it's more. So VEXA consumes more time. But for that 1 hour, just focus on efficient trading review work.
Yeah.
After that, just do whatever you want. So I think you need that workflow as well.
I'm going to do that as well. Yeah.
Yeah. So turn off all the notifications. Everything can wait. Everything can wait. We haven't launched publicly yet. This will still need to change once we launch to public, because then we won't have the leverage to have this routine. It will be we might have to take a backseat from trading for a few weeks. Who knows? Because when you launch to public and something is paid, then people, it's like
there's
we need
a commitment
to
be on.
Yeah, there's a commitment. So I think we might need to have like 2 or 3 weeks off trading, or 1 week off trading, depends on how we do. But at the moment, I think we have that leverage to just have deep focused 1 hour work on trading review and journal, focus on this thing, get rid of that. You know what you have to work upon, look at the charts as well. These days, I know the market opens at 5:30. At 4:30 p.m., we are both in front of a setup. What are you watching? I haven't looked at the charts.
Yeah.
This never used to happen like a few months ago.
I always know what's happening, but I feel so lost these days.
Yeah, so we are just working on like other things apart from trading. It's like 4:30 p.m. I message him, I'm late. What are you watching? He's like, I haven't looked at the charts. I'm like, same here. So it's like, and that's why we are not able to capitalize. The market keeps on changing.
And we're not changing.
And we are not changing with the market. And we used to change with the market.
Yeah.
A lot of things on our plate. And I think what we are doing is going to definitely help out the trading community. So that is one aspect of what we are working on. And I think the second thing we can actually talk about, second thing is nothing like private,
nothing
but this is again out in the air at the moment. VEXA Capitals, asset management. And that's why when people say that, why are you working on this AI agent stuff? Just wait for it. I'm like, because I can see the scope and I can see what I'm building. And once you reach to that asset management stage, I think it's important to automate the workflows. You can't be a day trader then.
Yeah.
And our soul is day trader. The soul.md file for both of us.
Yeah.
At the top, you are a freaking scalper and day trader. You are full of shit or whatever. But our soul markdown file. If you don't know what soul is, you need to learn about that because OpenClaw, Hermes, and I think Claude also has a soul file now. It doesn't.
I don't think Claude has one.
Claude has one.
No.
But yeah, OpenClaw has a soul file. So it just is like, what's the soul of that AI agent?
Like what is its main purpose for focus?
So that soul for both of us is like scalper, momentum trader, day trader, basically. But when you get to that asset management stage, you have to automate things. And that's why this experience that I am gaining through AI agents and the experience he is gaining through VEXA, and because of VEXA for AI agents as well, it's going to help us with the VEXA Capital, which is going to be the second stage of the VEXA umbrella. And I'm also very excited for VEXA Capital. I'm very excited for the first stage as well. First stage has to be a bit more confidential because of what is happening in this space.
Yeah.
Second space, I think we can talk about that. And moving forward, once we get closer to the second stage, we're going to talk a lot more about that. It won't be open to public anyways.
Yeah, something just like a personal project, at least initially, and then it grows into something more. But nonetheless, I think the learnings from that can be applied universally. So like for you guys watching, like building an AI trading bot, like these concepts, I think in your video you posted last week, the setting up of your AI trading bot that you posted on YouTube.
All my reels about AI are doing so good, so people want to learn about that.
So it's very interesting, and it's skills and tools you can use yourself to sort of upskill and maybe build your own AI trading bot. It doesn't have to be an asset management company, but there's so much that you can learn as well through the entire space.
Yeah, that's what I'm so excited. A lot of people are excited about trading, and my AI bot made like $1,500 on Thursday. I lost money. But then one comment I saw in the morning, it wasn't a rude comment as well. It was just like, we want the old trader Jay back. It actually struck my soul.
Hurt my feelings.
It hurt my soul. I'm like, I also feel the same. It's like, it's not like I'm taking it in a positive or negative way, but I have been feeling like that for a while now.
Yeah.
And when you see that comment, I'm like, he's right. So, and that's why I'm like 1 hour in the morning, just focus on trading. So I'm just repeating myself now, but it just like, it actually touched my soul, that comment. And I have been thinking about it for a while now. Like I'm getting pulled. We both are getting pulled into so many directions. And it's important as well at this stage, but
to remember your soul.md file.
Yeah, soul.md file. It's like just 1 hour. And I know when we launch as well, it's just going to be uphill from here. Yeah. It's not downhill anymore. It's going to be uphill from here. We just need to have proper workflows. And this workflow also includes how you manage your personal life as well. Because so yesterday, we can talk a bit about the personal life before we end the podcast. We had a nice picnic.
Yeah. So
it was my idea. How was it?
It was a great idea. We launched the beta yesterday in the evening, and it was a pretty hectic day all around. But
you did not eat anything or something.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't eat food till like 5 p.m. I think. But it was a hectic day, and we launched the beta. And to celebrate that, Jay had the brilliant idea to take our families. And my brother and my sister-in-law are also in town. So all of us, we went for a nice picnic to Dubai Hills Park. And on a Friday evening, it was empty. Dubai people, where you at? But it was such a beautiful thing because we got to like set up a nice picnic.
Take away pizzas.
Your wife got fruits. We ordered some pizzas. Our dogs, we played fetch, and
Alfie's first day outside. Yeah. So he got vaccinated. He is still like 3 months, 4 months old now.
3.5 months now.
3.5 months. So he got vaccinated a week ago, full vaccination, right? So now he can officially actually go out. So it's his first time at a park. He was so like...
he's so cute. I wish I could like show... I don't know if you have videos. Maybe you can like...
Yeah, I have this picture. I don't know. It's going to be like on my face again. This picture of yesterday, you can see the 2 dogs here.
Yeah. But so if you have I don't know. I don't think we took enough videos of Alfie just walking, his tiny legs, his fat little body. He's a bit overweight, I think.
Yeah, he's not overweight. He's just a sweet little
fluffy.
baby.
He's a cloud. Yeah. But it was a beautiful evening.
So this is my dog and his, Mila and Alfie. Like it's going to be focused on my face. So I'm trying to hide my face so that it focuses. Like it's Sony, so automatic focus is insane. Yeah, so it was nice night. So we celebrated that, and it just feels like, just celebrate the little moments we do, because a lot of new launches coming soon. So it's just like every month is going to be a new launch, and every feature we will have the V1 once we publicly launch, and then we have V2. I talked to you about that as well, the second version can be a UI overhaul a bit, but at the moment the UI is actually amazing. But it's more about just keeping the users hooked. If you keep updating the UI, adding
you lose
new
the
features,
essence of the app. Yeah.
and the way we are doing it, I think it's the best way to go about it. So very excited for VEXA, and I mentioned that briefly that if you guys want to stay up to date with what's happening with VEXA and my AI workflow as well, how I am incorporating VEXA and AI in my trading, there will be a link in the description box below. It's a landing page. If you fill out your email and your name and email address, you're going to be on our email list, and I'm going to keep sending you updates related to VEXA and my AI workflow as well. So there will be two links. One is going to be for VEXA, one is going to be for AI. But if you join any, you will be on the email list, and I'm going to send you updates related to VEXA and AI. How much time do we have? I think we are almost done.
Yeah.
What else? We haven't checked the charts. That is another thing. I think we should actually look at the charts now. Keep it raw.
Let's do it.
Keep it raw. Do you like anything from this week? Let's open TradingView because we have time. We paid for an hour, so might as well make use of it.
Okay. AMD kind of got bought back
Tesla
up.
sold off, so we can talk about Tesla first,
Okay,
and then you can
let's do
talk
it.
about
Tesla?
one stock.
Yours is Tesla. Go for it.
Tesla sold off on Thursday, not Friday. Thursday, it had a bit of news, negative news. Thursday, it sold off, but I feel like the market held really strong. On Thursday, Tesla sold off, later weakness. But I remember the same thing happening near like $200 level, maybe 2 years ago. It sold off, then the following day, it freaking rallied. So
We're
Tesla,
also at that very nice demand zone on Tesla. Where
definitely watching it. I think negative delivery numbers, people are not, the valuation of Tesla at the moment is not because of the cars. It's because of the Optimus robot. So I think it's a bit of an sentimental move.
Yeah.
But saying that, I don't want to be biased because I own Tesla in my long-term portfolio. You know that. It's almost at the average price now. My average is 357, which I've been holding for more than a year, approximately a year now. So I don't want to be biased just because I have Tesla in my long-term portfolio. I wanted to go
it could be
towards the
good
upside.
for both directions because either one way or the other, it's at a nice demand zone level. So whether it bounces off the level or it breaks down from that level, I think it's a good watch.
This is actually good. We should do that at the end of every podcast.
yeah,
just one stock that
impromptu.
you like. So yeah, you go ahead.
Okay. Also, before we jump into my stock, I think SpaceX is going to IPO next week. I'm hearing
Next week.
I think so. They've been like in talks, and I don't know if it's exactly next week, but they're very close to having an IPO.
Yeah, I saw that. SpaceX is really close to IPO.
And they're doing like a confidential IPO. I'm not exactly sure what that is. So maybe.
But we won't have options for the first few days.
And like
I think SpaceX.
some IPOs do get options right off the bat because of the hype.
They will be like monthly contracts. Eventually, the weekly is going to take a while to come. But SpaceX is again a hype company, so it's more money for the market
I
makers
think
as
they were
well.
targeting a $2 trillion valuation, which is crazy.
Bro,
But it is what it is, I guess.
we need to fucking journal and review and get back on our that, what do you call it, like
High horse.
high
No,
horse
not high
plus the
horse.
confidence
Yeah.
and I can't say anymore. But yeah.
Okay. So my setup for the next week is AMD. Really nice daily setup. If the market is bouncing and we're strong, we have that nice 218 to 220 zone.
Damn, yeah.
That we've
AMD
been
is
rejecting,
nice.
and that super nice gap fill from the last earnings.
Meta looks like pretty garbage now. I think Meta moved a lot recently.
Yeah.
NVIDIA has a freaking engulfing bar. It moved along with the market, but we also have a trend line on NVIDIA. NVIDIA might be nice above 180.
Trend line down.
Yeah, it's like lower highs on the daily chart. So
okay,
if you
I
get
see.
above 180, 181, can be nice. But AMD is the best. So
AMD
yeah,
is the best by
every
far, I think.
podcast we can do we can talk about stuff. We can come a bit prepared next podcast.
Yeah,
and
but
then
I think we got two good setups.
yeah, we
somehow.
go through all the charts and then we give the best setup award to one stock, and then the following week we check up upon that
and see what happens.
Was it a good
Yeah, that's
setup?
not bad. I
That's
like
not
that.
bad. Yeah, okay. So we talked about Tesla is not a good setup technically, but something can happen. AMD is really good. I talked about NVIDIA. NVIDIA is good. What else?
Let me have a look at MU really quick.
MU, it can be momentum,
But it's
but
back
yeah,
in the range now.
technically it's not that good.
Yeah.
I think AMD is actually the
I
best.
think AMD is the
technically
best setup,
speaking.
at least
Yeah.
from our universe.
PLTR looks like shit. Netflix freaking rallied on Thursday.
did?
Yeah, Netflix rallied.
Okay.
Netflix can be nice but
I don't like how
is a-
Netflix moves. It never.
yeah,
never
it doesn't
moves.
get the volume without news catalyst.
It doesn't
That's
move
the
when you
thing.
expect it to
Yeah.
move. It moves when you don't expect it to move.
Yeah, ARM is shit. Google is garbage. Coin is garbage. Apple is nice. Apple is nice, but Apple doesn't move a lot. But it's a daily range breakout. I'm gonna watch Apple for sure because Apple is a stock that you can easily size up on, and
Yeah.
when it moves, you need to understand like Apple is a high beta or low beta stock.
it's a mid beta. It moves sort of with the market on most days. It doesn't move more.
Yeah, so it doesn't move a lot on a daily basis.
Yeah.
So I would just say like because the ATR, it doesn't move a lot on a daily
So
basis.
then that's low beta.
But the thing is, the day it moves, because of the low beta, the premiums are really cheap.
Yeah.
And the day it freaking moves, the premiums move like 300-400%. But those days are like 5 days in a year or
Probably.
4 days in a year. But if you catch like those 4 or 5 days, Apple freaking pays. Do you like Apple? It's a nice daily range breaker.
It looks alright. It looks like it's bottoming. So I guess if the market is strong, we could see Apple move back to the highs. There is also
On the weekly chart also, it looks decent, Apple.
yeah, that low is sort of developing. So if we break out from that 257,
But yeah, AMD by far is the best setup. It's a nice weekly close as well on AMD. So yeah, above 218, 219, we have to hold for ATR. So if we are able to catch AMD and hold it for ATR,
that's a win.
you have to thumbs up, freaking smash the like button. If you don't do that, I don't know what I'm going to do. What else?
But yeah, I think that's pretty much the entire.
Tesla doesn't look that good. Just looks bad from a long term. AMD, NVIDIA, MU, Apple, Meta, I think is gonna just die down now. That's typical Meta. It moves for a few
Moves
days.
and then just stops for a while.
Do you like Meta? Like anything for upside? Depends on the gap up or gap down, basically.
Meta.
But at the moment, I don't like anything on it. We found a good section for the podcast. It's actually fun because we don't look at the charts. That's how it started. So this is a reason for us to be on the podcast and actually look at the charts.
Okay, so we'll have a segment in Off the Charts podcast called On the Charts.
Yes. Off the charts, and at the end, we are on the charts. Saying that, should we conclude this Off the Charts podcast with On the Charts section of the video?
Done. Thank you for joining in. We'll see you in the next week's podcast. I hope you guys hold us accountable to
And if you catch AMD, let us know. And 10% belongs to us.
I don't know how we're going to make that payment go through, but yeah, sure.
Venmo, GoFundMe.
Go fund me.
Saying that, thank you for joining. We will see you guys in the next one.
See you.